Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you the plot of the Japanese dark fantasy Yakusoku no Neverland. A group of children living in the Gracefield orphanage enjoy a comfortable and caring life. They are fed well, treated with love, and allowed to spend a lot of time outdoors. The only restriction is that they are not allowed to leave the facility grounds. Emma. One day, Emma and Norman rush to return Connie's toy that she forgot when she was adopted. However, the children soon discover that Connie has been murdered, which reveals to them a terrible secret about the orphanage and the true purpose of the children living there. Realizing the danger, the teenagers decide they must escape from this place they once considered home at any cost. A woman holds a small newborn baby girl, Emma, in her arms. Emma wakes up and says good morning to everyone. She sits down to braid the baby girl's hair while the boys spoil themselves nearby. Phil hits Emma with a toy, and she starts to catch up with him. This is Gracefield Orphanage. The children here are not blood relatives, but this place has become a happy home for them. The boys come running into the dining hall for breakfast. The boy Ray is teasing Emma. Ray. Mother enters the dining room and everyone starts eating breakfast. Mother. After breakfast, all the children go to the classroom to study. After completing their assignments, Mother says that Norman, Ray, and Emma got the highest scores. The children usually study a lot and play in the garden after class. The children are forbidden to go behind the fence, and then they never leave the orphanage grounds. During another game of hide and seek in the garden, when all the children have been found, the only thing left to find is Emma. The girl climbs a tree to hide. Norman pretends to twist his leg, and the girl jumps up to him. Norman says that she got caught, and that this is his strategy. Emma says it's not fair. Before they turn 16, children in the orphanage are found parents and given to the outside world. Today, the foster family is picking up Connie. Everyone says goodbye to the baby. Mother takes Connie away. Emma talks to Norman and asks him to write to her if the boy goes to the outside world. Norman promises to write to her. On the dining room table, Emma discovers that Connie has forgotten her toy, a bunny. Norman says they are not allowed to leave the orphanage at night. It's a rule. But Emma says it's the little girl's favorite toy after all. Norman agrees to go out together to catch up with Connie. The boy and girl run out of the shelter. Ray watches them from the balcony. Emma and Norman run to the car in which Connie was to be taken away and see Connie, devoid of life, with a rose flower sticking out of her chest. Suddenly the guys hear some voices and crawl under the car. They see monsters of enormous size. The monsters pull Connie's body out of the car, discussing that human flesh is the most delicious, and that this farm raises great babies and sells them for a lot of money. Mother comes out to the monsters. The monsters tell her that there was an order for 3 flesh this time, and they need more food. One of the monsters says he smells something and bends down to look at the floor of the car, but sees only a toy hare. Emma and Norman run off with all their legs. The girl sits down on the ground and begins to cry. Norman tells her to run away as soon as possible. Emma pronounces that she will not leave the others. Norman says that they will come up with a plan and run away altogether. Monster gives the toy to Mother and says that someone saw them. Emma and Norman walk into the orphanage. Ray asks if they have seen Connie. Norman replies that they haven't. Emma can't sleep for a long time because of what they saw. In the morning, Emma sees things very differently. She realizes that this is a meat farm, not an orphanage. Norman tells Emma that Mother works for the demon monsters. The boys realize why they each have a number around their necks and why those who leave the orphanage never write letters again. Norman suggests that Emma find out what's behind the fence. They climb the fence and see a wall a little farther into the woods, a tall wall. Norman says they need a plan, and until then they must not say anything to anyone. Suddenly, the boys hear a general gathering. One girl is lost in the woods. Mother looks at her watch and goes into the woods and returns with the girl in her arms. Norman guesses that there are sensors in each of them, and Mother is monitoring them. In the afternoon, Mother approaches Emma and asks if the girl left the shelter last night. Emma gives a strained smile and says she doesn't walk at night. Norman and Emma are thinking through a plan. Ray approaches them and asks what they are secretly talking about. The boy says that since that very night, the couple has been acting suspiciously. The boys tell Ray everything. He says he believes them, but there is no way to save everyone. He explains that if there are demons outside too, they just have nowhere to go. Emma says that they will stand their own world where they can live. The guys decide to study the demons to understand who they are dealing with. They come to the conclusion that demons love brains, and the smarter the kids are, the tastier they are. The trio realizes that they are the smartest, and therefore in great danger. Norman says that to escape, they need to get rid of the sensors so they won't be tracked. Ray says he will figure it out. Little Phil brings the boys some books. Each book has some sort of drawing of an owl and a Morse code inscription that says doubt, escape, farm, truth, danger, promise. Emma says that surely such writings are addressed to them. Someone wanted to warn the boys. Emma says that means in the outside world they have an ally. Mother makes an announcement and introduces Sister, who will now be helping her. Sister. The guys discuss that the next adoption will be in a month and a half, and they have to save everyone in that time. Mother gives Sister pictures of the children and tells her that these are her favorite children and asks her to remember them. Emma comes up with the idea that the children can be taught to climb and hide with a game of hide and seek. Sister asks Mother why she needed her help. Mother says that they have been exposed and the children have seen demons. Sister pronounces that the rules say Mother has to get rid of the child who saw them. Mother says that she will not report to her superiors and will deal with her kids herself. The boys begin a game of hide and seek. As they play, Emma, Norman, and Ray teach the kids how to run fast, leave false trails, and hide. Sister comes up to them and says she wants to play with the kids too. The game begins. Sister says she will step into Mother's shoes. Sister finds everyone except Norman and Ray, who tell her that it is past game time and they have won. Sister tells Mother that children are smarter than they appear. Mother tells the woman to be more careful and not to make mistakes. Norman says that until they know Mother and Sister's weaknesses, they will not be able to escape. Norman pronounces that they need to tell the truth to more children. The boys tell everything to another boy and girl. Ray says that they don't know who Mother's spy is and therefore made a trap. A note is slid under Mother's door that says, "Rope, Norman, bed." Norman approaches Emma and asks if someone turns out to be a traitor, will the girl leave them here? Emma says they are all family, and no, she won't. When they meet in the afternoon, Norman says the spy is Ray. He was checking up on the guy. Ray admits that he made a deal with Mother, and if he can stop the escape, he will get information about the outside world. Ray pronounces that it was all about escape, and he set it all up so that Emma and Norman would know the truth too, because he wouldn't have escaped alone. Ray tells Norman to be realistic and realize that only the three of them, 5 at the most, can escape. Norman says that this is the first time he's seen Emma crying, in fear that someone else will die and that the girl won't let that happen. She is strong. Mother tells Ray that Emma and Norman should not have found out the truth. Ray pronounces that Norman allegedly wants to take Mother's life and is collecting cleaning products as poison. Mother says there will be no adoptions this month, and the next one will be in January, on Ray's birthday, which is his turn. In the afternoon, Sister approaches the boys. She shows off her transmitter and says that she too is locked in here and wants to get free. Sister pronounces that if the kids escape, Mother will be deemed incompetent and Sister will take her place. She suggests that the boys unite against a common enemy. In the evening, the boys come to Sister's room. Sister tells them that a long time ago, there was a brutal war in the world, with demons taking people's lives and people taking theirs. Everything lasted until humans and demons signed an agreement, dividing the world for existence. Demons began to breed people as livestock. Special farms were created, where people were raised for meat. Demons need young and developed brains. Sister says that the transmitters that the children have in their ears can't just be destroyed. She guesses that the children are silent, which means they are already assembling a device to jam the signal. She is relieved that all she has to do is find it. Mother gives Ray his reward, a camera. The boy brings out the camera to take a shared photo of the children. Ray tells Emma and Norman that the camera contains the last part for the device. The boys hide the device in a pig toy. Sister almost finds it, but Mother comes in and says that the woman has a letter. The letter says that Sister is being transferred to another farm and to get ready because Grandmother is waiting for her. Sister tells Grandmother that the children already know the secret. Grandmother pronounces that as long as they are supervised, they will be fine. Demon arrives, and Sister becomes food. In the afternoon, Emma and Norman run to try the device in action, while Ray distracts Mother. Things don't go according to plan when Mother tells Ray she doesn't need him anymore and locks him in his room. Mother looks at her watch and walks towards the wall towards the guys. Mother tells Emma and Norman that this is the first time in 14 years that they can have an honest conversation. She says that she loves the boys very much and hopes that they will give up and go back. She tells the kids to just accept their fate. They were fed, educated, and loved on the farm. Emma pounces on Mother, but Mother breaks the girl's leg so she can't run away. Mother says that tomorrow there will be an adoption and Norman will be taken away. In the evening, the boys talk. Ray says that tomorrow Norman will run away alone and then they will meet up. Norman pronounces that in that case one of the guys will die. Norman cries and the guys comfort him. Emma says they will all run away together. Ray tells us that he remembers everything from his childhood. Before the orphanage, he was kept at the headquarters he was brought to from his mother. The HQ was filled with demons, humans, and a great many infant babies. He pronounces that the main door leads to the headquarters. Ray gives Norman the device and says that the boy should run away and hide, and when Emma's leg heals, they will run away too. Norman, before going to bed, discovers some pen in his shelf that Sister left there for him. In the morning, Mother tells everyone that a family has been found for Norman. During the game, Norman escapes with a backpack full of food. He climbs over the wall on a rope, but stops. Mother gathers the children and Norman comes in as well. Norman tells Ray and Emma that he looked around on the wall and drew them where the bridge is. He pronounces that if he escapes, the others can't. Norman says that this is the way it has to be and that he did the best he could. Norman hugs his friends and says that he has lived a good life. In the evening, everyone says goodbye to Norman. Emma cries and says she doesn't want the boy to leave. Mother takes Norman to meet the guy who keeps order in the world. The guy pronounces that he does everything for people. He says that there are those in the world who have run away from the farms and are hiding from the demons, but it won't last long. They will be found. Guy says that in order to maintain balance, something has to be sacrificed. Norman says that means there are people in the world who have escaped and want to help the others, which means there is hope. Demon comes out. Mother tells Emma that Norman is dead and Ray has resigned himself to his fate, and therefore there is nothing she can do. Mother says that their escape is simply not possible, and the best course of action is humility. Mother pronounces that she wants Emma to be the new mother on the farm. She says that they can't change the world, which means they should just adapt to it and live the way they are. The night before Ray's birthday, Emma approaches the guy and asks if he's scared. They discuss that everything went according to plan and now they are ready to run away. Ray says to burn down the orphanage today. They are ready. He pronounces that Mother will be busy with the fire and everyone will think the kids are dead. Ray says he will distract Mother and pours gasoline on himself. He says he's had enough and Emma has to live. Ray lights a match. Everything around him starts to burn. Mother comes running in. Emma tells her that Ray is on fire. While Mother tries to put out the fire, the children run away. Among the children is Ray. They have once again tricked Mother. Earlier, Emma found a letter from Norman in which he described an escape plan for the future. On Ray's birthday. In the letter, the boy spelled out that the oil could be used for a fire. Everyone escapes except children under 6 years old. Emma talks to Phil and says they are coming for the little ones. Kids run away, but Mother runs after them and gives the alarm. The kids are not running across the bridge as everyone thinks, but over the cliff. Everyone is already over the cliff, only Emma remains. Mother comes running to her and says that she too was here when she was her age. Emma says that they will create a new world, and she is not alone. The boys run off. They look at the pen Norman left them and go to get her picture. Mother says she is guilty and ready to die. The demon comes for her. The kids see the outside world and smile at it.